Liberal Viewer present.
So I was very interested to see Michael Moore give his first live interview in over 2 years to HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher last week, and even more interested in Michael Moore's new movie Sicko about the U.S. healthcare system, which Moore described this way.
It's about how the health insurance industry essentially is running a racket. And because they have to maximize profits for their shareholders, the only way that they can do that is by screwing their clients, trying to deny them coverage, kicking them off the rolls, not paying doctors claims that are sent in. I mean, a whole bunch of things that they do that make life miserable for so many people. And between them and the pharmaceutical companies who are just ripping everybody off right and left, these two industries are essentially the vehicle in this film that I use to tell maybe a larger story about who we are as Americans and why are we the only Western industrialized country that doesn't have free universal health coverage. It's absolutely insane, I think.
Now, the insanity of the U.S. healthcare system has been documented factually for a while. Back in 2004, for example, Health Affairs published 2 studies to which I'll put links in the video description showing pretty definitively that the U.S. spends a lot more in healthcare than other industrialized countries, but ends up with about the same quality of healthcare as the other industrialized countries. Or, if you prefer absolute quality to comparative quality, check out the link in the video description to the 2003 New England Journal of Medicine article showing that, on average, adults in the U.S. get little more than half the care medically recommended for their conditions. I'm particularly confident in the results of that last study because my older brother is one of the co-authors. Unfortunately, this particular threat to America's health will not be solved scientifically by great research scientists like my brother, but instead must be solved politically by American politicians driven by American voters. And sometimes it takes a great cultural moment to create political action. 100 years ago, a best-selling muckraking novel by Upton Sinclair titled The Jungle led to real reforms in the U.S. meatpacking industry he had so excruciatingly described. So perhaps Michael Moore's movie Sicko, opening at the end of June, may have the makings of a movement motivator as exemplified in this stunning endorsement.
Even Fox News said it was brilliant and uplifting. Now, Mike, the right wing still hates you, don't they?
Yeah, I haven't quite recovered from that comment yet from Fox News.
How did you win over Fox News?
You know, it premiered in Cannes this past week, and there were a lot of Americans in the audience. And in fact, afterwards, a couple of Republicans came up to me and shook my hand and thanked me for making the film. And one of them started tearing up, and I thought, geez, I've made a film that that some of them, I think, will listen to.
So maybe they really will listen this time on this issue that should reach across party lines, as Michael Moore himself suggests here.
Illness and sickness doesn't know any kind of political stripe. This affects Democrats and Republicans, and we've got a huge greedy industry in this country, and there should be no room for greed when we're talking about people's health, and that has to be removed, and we've got to get rid of these profit-making insurance companies.
So what do you think? Will Michael Moore's new movie Sicko be the final impetus pushing the people of the U.S. to fix the national healthcare system? And whatever you think of the effect of Michael Moore, will the 2008 election cycle finally elect a U.S. president and a U.S. Congress that can find a way to provide universal health care for the American people?
YouTube, you decide.